journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, this is me again, and I want to talk to you a little bit about John Jameson. I met him in 2005 at a Tom Hugard and I were giving a seminar there. I met him in 2004, so we started doing seminars together in 2005, and John was there, and he came up after the break, and he said, I'd like to learn more about this ABCD kind of stuff. And I said, well, I'm the guy that'll teach you. Unfortunately, he only lasted 2 days, folks. On the third day, he began teaching me, and he's been teaching me the same thing. New stuff day after day for these past, how many years have it been? 16, 17, 19 years. Oh, my God. Anyway, we became closer and closer. Then in 2017, he came to visit me in Tucson, and I introduced him to poker. He studied the game for maybe 1 hour. We played in a tournament, and he finished in the final table, folks. Believe it or not, there were 62 entrants, and he was in the final table. He'd only played poker for about 2 hours at home here, just fooling around. So he knows numbers and stuff like that. But he was the writer of Trade What You See for quite a few years, and he looks at things differently. And what I'm going to show you here, and by the way, he has the most ruthless boss in the world, and that's himself. He's never worked for anybody else. He graduated from college, and he worked in internet business for 10 years, teaching people at Hewlett-Packard with people, 30, 40 engineers in a room every weekend at different parts of the world. Then he went out on his own many years ago and has been on his own ever since. His specialty, folks, is looking at asymmetric bets. So I'm going to show you some of these. You're looking at this was one that we looked at here when I did this one in the trading room in March of 2020. We were in the trading room that day, and I asked John if I could tell the folks about this, and he said yes. He said, you can do that. He said, tell them there's a possibility that it might lose. I said, they already know that. This most people bought it between 6 and 9 cents a share, and it went up to $3, and we exited a little below $3 for a percentage gain of 33% in a matter of just about 1 year. And so that's just one. I want to show you a couple others because he thinks differently than most people, folks. I've never met anybody like this. I speak to him every day, 365 days a year, at least an hour a day, and on the weekends longer. But let's take another one that he did. This was just recently, just on 2023. This is from the old one. You can see this is where he was buying. It was right here on this breakout right here. I'll show you the real chart here. And then there I put this in because that was a 382 with really bad news, and he was laughing about it. He said this is a layup. And of course it went here. But let me show you. I kept these in file because I wanted you to see what kind of things he does. He doesn't trade often, a couple times a month, but he's looking for background conditions, and he used leverage options. He just knows how to do this stuff. There's where he bought the Palantir, and he sold it there. That gain was 415% in just about a little over a year. And I'm just there's so many of them I can't do it. But the ADA one, I have to bring this up because I want to show you I think I did that already. This is the one that really absolutely blew me away. And we were doing this in the room here at TFNN while this was happening, folks, because nobody knew much about cryptos back here 10 years ago or 9 years ago, okay? This is when the CME opened it. Remember, it got to 20,000. There are 19,000, I think. Yeah, 19,000 is where it opened on the CME, and John says it's going to break down to $3,000, and that's where it broke down to. That's on the record. You can go back and look at the old show if you wanted to. And then right here, when it was 18,000, this was just last year, he says it's going to 100,000. These are documented. Why I'm bringing this to your attention, folks, this guy is thinking about, and I'm hoping and praying that he starts bringing this stuff to us because he's really, really good. It's not day trading stuff that I do. That's Mickey Mouse. This is the King Kong type stuff, and this is the stuff that's really good. But if you're interested in asymmetric bets with background conditions, he really does it. I have to tell you, he has a postman there in where he lives in over across the pond over there, and the postman brings him so many books. The postman asked him, he said, "Do you resell these books?" And John says, "No, I read them." But he reads a couple books a week, and he's a screenwriter and also writes novels and other stuff like that. But he's thinking about more and more of this symmetrical stuff, because right now he thinks this is a time in very similar to when the internet was first introduced back in 1998 or whenever it was. That's when he was first started doing it. I don't remember the exact years, but in the markets themselves, there's so many changes going on in the world that this is a time that people are going to go back 10 years from now and look at history and say, uh-oh, what was happening at that time? And so we're hoping we'll get that together. And also, one of my favorite stories is when there was the election back in 2016, they were giving bets in whether Trump would win the election, and of course Hillary was an even money favorite, and Trump was a 7-1 underdog. But the betting companies that made the bets paid the bets off a week before the election. They said he has no chance of winning, so they paid bets, even though they shouldn't have. They should have let it run out. They got to pay him anyway. Anyway, they made a bad mistake there. Anyway, I also should mention on the book that Tom Hugard wrote, The Best Loser Wins. John was helpful with Tom picking out that title, because you got to focus on risk, and that's what John does, and he does it extremely well. So I hope that helps. One other comment: if you like the Floor Trader's Handbook, that's basically the baby and brainchild of John Jameson. It's his voice, and all the stuff that he put in there was the stuff that we worked on together. But it's basically John, and but he's very good. He knows mathematics and astrology and a lot of stuff. I'm beating his horn too much here because I'm trying to get him to do this to help folks, because it's not much trading, but when he gets maybe 1 or 2 good trades a month, and when they do, gee, they're monsters. And when they're wrong, I haven't seen a few of them that are wrong, but you're out of them. We're virtually break even or really, really small loss. And that's what the main thing is. One of the reasons we were selling the gold up there at 2,800 was because of JJ. He said, look, this is not going to go much higher from here. And that's it. So a lot of stuff I learned, most of the stuff I learned, I'm learning from him. So anyway, I hope that helps. We're going to start looking at some charts here because we got a lot of things to do. Let me get up here to see what we're doing with time here. We got 1 minute and 20 seconds in this segment. That's basically what I wanted to do. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss any of these. There are so many of them I couldn't bring them all up, but today's a really, really big day. And what I want to do here, since we've got just a second here, I want to go into this chart here one more time, because this is the one I've been watching. This is the NASDAQ on the long-term weekly basis. I want to show you what we did this morning. We got to that level, and we always talk about these things. I'll get up here. I don't know where it is now. I haven't seen it in quite some time here, but this is what the NASDAQ has been doing this morning. I'll get this up here and take a look at it. You'll get over here and just grab it up here like this. There, I'm going to bring it out so we can see the whole thing from last night and everything, because the low we made here yesterday, you see the low this morning, ABCD right at the exact 382. I mean, there was your first sell, there was your profit. Look at the perfect ABCD. And I made a mistake today. Hold on just a second. Is Norman due today? Oh, by gosh, he is. Son of a gun. That's we'll get that done in a minute. All right, we're going to take a break, and we're going to go through some of these charts that we're looking at today.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, It's delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, folks, we're going to look at these markets one at a time. This is the S&P here. You see we've made a higher high than yesterday by 3 cents. That's important. God, Norm, just relax a little bit. Okay, that's it. Tomorrow, our guest will be Norm Winsky, folks. But we see we have made a higher high. We made a higher high here, and then we made a higher high. That's what you'd like to see. Because if you look at each one of these separately, look at the Russell, folks. Remember, we always mentioned sell the weakest. Look at the Russell. You're going back several days. This is falling like a rock. It made the ABCD. You can see there's your ABCD pattern right there. I'm going to draw it in so you'll be able to see it. And, well, let's just draw it in so everybody can see it. And we'll take a look at it right here. Hold on one second. Get this in here because always fun to see the numbers hit right on. 24.11, and what did we do from the high? Back here, we rallied right up to the old 382, and now we're ready to make new lows on the day. This is not bullish action for the Russell, which is the second largest of all of the stock index futures, okay? Now, the second biggest one is, of course, the NASDAQ. Second biggest one is the E-mini, the Dow, Russell. We've already covered that, so now we'll do the Dow Jones, which is the weakest of the group because there's only 30 stocks, actually 20. There's your high of the day, okay? Just matches the high of the day yesterday, okay? So, that is a higher high. No, there's a higher high is on Thursday. You'll see this was Wednesday. This is Thursday. It didn't make a higher high. And then you'll see on the way up, it stopped right at the 382 retracement and then back down again. And remember, one of our rules is if it makes a new low, check and see what the new 382 will be. And you see it hasn't even made that as of yet. So the market is weakening a bit. Whether this is the big Bradley date or not that we were looking at, don't know, don't care, because we're interested in controlling our risk. So let's take a look at one of the things we've been watching for a long time, which is the British pound. Now here's the British pound. You remember, folks, we sold it up here. Remember on the long term, let's just do it because that was a beauty. We want to remind everybody. There's where we were, right up there at the old 786, right there at 134.10. Then we came down. We'll go back to the daily. We covered it down in here. Now we're having a nice rally today, folks. Now if you look at this real close, remember what we're looking for is things like little ABCDs and repetition. So if you look at the British pound right here, if this rally that we had from this level to that, let's just draw it the easy way, Larry, so everybody can see it. There's your ABCD pattern right in here. So we should be seeing a market that would rally at least like that one. It's not drawn perfectly, so the way I should do it is to see how much the rally was. So I draw it in like that. And let's see if we finished it up here. We've actually gone a little bit higher, haven't we? So first thing we want to do is see what the 382 is going to be off of this high right here. And you'll see that it went to the 50% today. And let's just check it off the big high way back here, because we're ready to get back to short. We'd really like to short it if we get to here at 28.50. And I think we've got a pretty good chance of doing it because of this little move. Remember a few days ago, I was saying this market is getting stronger. You see how he had this higher highs, higher highs and higher lows the whole way. That means the trend is higher. So we still think it's got more to go to the downside, but it's had some nice moves, but nothing like the Japanese yen. The Japanese yen was a layup trade because you had ABCD everywhere, and it's doing the same thing again. You can see it's the same process again of what we're watching here right now. There it was, ABCD just perfectly. This move here was a really big monster. If you remember that from the longer one that we did, where we had the 3 drive to the bottom pattern, which was right there. Look at that, right up to your 382. Where do you go? Right down to your 618. This is not that hard if you do your homework, folks. The key is you got to believe in these numbers, and you got to do your homework, and that's basically the basis of what you're trying to do here when you're doing some of these. Okay, now let's look at a couple others that are important. Here is the gold market. Here's another one that we've been bearish on for quite some time, but you'll notice here the market's been moving lower. Remember, all along here it's been coming down lower and lower, but today was an interesting day because you had the 135 pattern right here, and then what did you do after the market broke down from this high? Where did you rally to? Right up to your 382 and down to here. And where are you coming right now, boys and girls? Let's take a look at it just to see if this stuff really does work. All right, you go from your high right here down to your low up here, and there you come in there. We're going to be hitting the old bell on this one here in about 26.40. That's a $2,000 move with a $300 risk, and boy, that's not bad if it gets there. And we'll just put the old bumper in here and see if we get there, because that'll tell us that we're going to be pretty much spot on. By now you've locked in, you've got to keep lowering your stop in here just in case the market does reverse. But those are some of the ones that we're looking at. But this is a really key day in all of these things, and that's the way we look at it. We'll take a look at the euro here because it's even bigger than the pound by quite a bit, and we had a really nice patterns lining up today. You can see there's where we were today. We were looking to be a seller up into this area here. There was your ABCD. Your 786 was right here. So the sale was in this area right here. And oh my God, the NASDAQ is making new lows on the day. That's impossible. Are you kidding me? Wow, hold on just a minute. That's got to be a bad tick. No, that's not going to right. Window top vertical. Hold on just a minute. By God, no, everything's falling apart. Oh my goodness. Happy days are here again. Look at this. Look at the NASDAQ. Wow. I don't know what happened. Maybe old Bradley was right. I don't know. What the hell? Anyway, we're going to have Norm Winsky as I got to do some work here. We're going to have Norm Winsky as our break here. I'm going to tell him he's going to come on here. Okay, just a minute. I'm going to tell him. Okay. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, Norm will be our guest at the break here, but that's a big move here if that's the case. So we're going to see if it's going to keep handling. Something must have happened, I guess, to make it do that. I mean, we were just looking at this up here at 55.60, so that's a 200-point move. That's a big move. And look at the Dow Jones is falling out of bed, and what else is going on here? Gold's actually, what's it doing? It's moving down too, so we'll see. Well, wish I had a day like this all the time, but don't always work that way, for heaven's sakes. Yes, Norm, I'll try to do it in English for you. All right. Sorry. Norm went to the same college I did, so he'll be coming up at the break here, and we'll be talking about that. No matter what happens, for God's sake, put your stops in on these folks, and you're going to see if it's it. But Norm's going to be talking to us about some Astro stuff. I don't use it too much, but I do watch it occasionally, so that's it. Look at the Russell falling out of bed, making new lows. As we speak, well, once in a while you get lucky, pick up a golden horse or so, whatever you want to call it. So let's take a second here to see what the old Tiger Talk says. 57 seconds. We got to look at our good friend Apple because it rang the bell again today at the exact time. Remember, we were looking at this yesterday. I believe it was 247, something like that, and it made a higher high. And let's just see where we are here. There was a number. It did make a higher high than yesterday by just a little bit, and the high was 244.38, and it went to 244.54 today. So it finally hit the target. So we'll see what that means anything. Okay? Live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, we have Norm Werinsky of Astro-Trend as our guest today. Norm, welcome back, my friend. What are you looking at today?
Thank you very much, Larry. Thanks for having me on. First, we do our usual review. I think it's very important to see what's working, how it's working, so forth. Over a period of, I recommend go back and watch several of these videos, and you might see a pattern. Many of these cycles repeat, and you get to see what works, what doesn't work. Hey, by the way, you mentioned gold a little while ago on today's show. The gold top there, I think it was October 30th. I was on your show before that and mentioned that I was looking for a turn there in the gold, and that day Venus was, I believe, aphelion, and I said that could be a big turn in the gold, and that was, I think, about 2820 area on the gold. That was the top day on the gold on Venus aphelion. This is why you need to study past cycles. I didn't always do aphelion, perihelion with gold, but I started noticing it was turning on that cycle, and so I added that to the repertoire, to the methodology. All right, diving in here now. I was last on your show on November 25 during the day at the usual time here, about 1:30 Eastern time, and that night Mercury was in the sign of Sagittarius and going to turn retrograde. Anytime we have the Mercury doing the dance there, doing the cycle, when we look at the grains also, I want to mention that stocks potentially respond to all these events, so it's presumed always includes stocks and all these things unless I tell you otherwise. And so we're going to be looking at corn, soybeans, wheat, and of course stocks. And then we have the new moon. Anytime we have a new moon, full moon, we want to round up the usual suspects: financials, grains, precious metals, soybeans, and oil. And then the night, that was the ACs after the close, And the 29th, that was a weekend, I think. That was Friday. Right, that was Friday. So over that weekend, we had a new moon in the sign of Sagittarius: financials, grains, precious metals, soybeans, oil. And then we also had that weekend Mercury at 0 north latitude. There's a Mercury cycle for corn, soybeans, wheat. And keep in mind, stocks potentially respond to all these cycles. So there's the corn. The corn, we were a little early on the corn, but it looks a lot worse than it was. The corn was in a narrow range, and so the scaling on this is, on that bar, you only dropped about 5 cents before it turned around and went up, and you had a chance to make a small profit there. And there's our other 2 points. This is the first Mercury retrograde, was near a low, just ahead of the low. And then over here you had Mercury and the moon, and that was a little short-term top. You went just a penny or two higher the next day before it went back down. So you had a chance to make some small money there. Here's soybeans right on Mercury retrograde, made a nice low there, and you had a chance to make some money there. Then it's going sideways on our weekend double whammy window there, and so we just yellow is a pass. We do nothing when it's going sideways because it's Newton's law. For every action, there's an opposite equal reaction. Here's the wheat. If you bought there on the Mercury retrograde, that was a miss. That was a loser. It went down, but here it was making low on the new moon and the Mercury 0 north latitude, and so you had a chance there. It popped up, and you had a chance to make a little bit of money. Here's crude oil, was really nice, right on the moon there. There you're making that low, and then it popped up for, looks like about got to your low is about 2 3/4 handles. I think that would be about $2,700 or so on the nice rally there. And here's silver, made a nice short-term top there. Take a drop about 60, 80 cents. That's on your 5,000-ounce contract. That's some serious money, you know. Here's gold, also made a short-term top there. Dropped about, let's see, that's about 80 down to about 40 handles there. Well, that's $4,000. and did you say something, Larry?
I just coughed. Okay. I got a bad throat. Sorry, Norm.
All right, and then we have the S&P made a little short-term top here before it dropped the next day for, I think that's about 40, 50 handles there. Let's see, 20 down to about 40 handles there. So that's, $2,000. We had our double whammy weekend there. That didn't do anything, and it just went sideways. So you probably would have got stopped out for a small loss. So there's 2 misses on the S&P. If you've been watching me over the many weeks and many months, I usually do 75, 80% winners on the S&P. So that was rather unusual. Nothing's perfect, right, Larry? We're not hitting 100% all the time. There we go. That's why you got to have stop losses, right, Larry? That's what Larry and I preach.
People tell me.
All right, here's the T-bonds right on the moon, and you're making a top there on the T-bonds before it dropped. Let's see, if you got in there on the opening at about 119.5, and it dropped to 118 area there, $1.25 or so over $1,000 there. And here's the dollar, made a nice little short-term low there before it popped up, and you could have made a little bit of money there. And the currencies were excellent on the moon this time. On the new moon, you had a top there on the Aussie dollar, had a top there on the British pound. You got a beautiful top there on the Canadian dollar. No drawdown, no heat. You sold it, and you had instant money. Here's the euro, nice top there. Japanese yen, you did take a little heat here. It did go up a little bit against you the next day before it dropped. And here's the Swiss franc. It was kind of like the Canadian. No heat. And then before it dropped. And so if you add up the green arrows, those are the winners. And the red arrows, those are the misses. You had 18 winners, 3 misses out of 21 for 85.71%. I guess I'm going to have to work a little harder, huh, Larry?
I think so.
Yeah, you got to get to 110%, right?
No, 99's okay, Norm.
Oh, okay. That's good enough for government work, right? All right, so here was what's coming up immediately tonight. Tonight's the night and this weekend. We got ACs after the close. We have Mercury at perigee. That's our Mercury closest to the Earth. You got your corn, soybeans, wheat. Again, stocks respond to all events. I got Jupiter tonight also. Mercury and Jupiter both close to the Earth. And we don't have too many commodities that go with Jupiter. Right? There's one there, but nobody trades it. So I don't bother your folks with oats. They got two horses in Wyoming trade oats.
Okay, we got to pay a few bills, Norm. We'll be right back with Norm Winski, folks. Stay tuned.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pros pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, we're back with Norm Winsky of Astro-Trends. Please continue, Norm.
Thank you, Larry. When we jumped off there, we was talking about Jupiter perigee, I believe, and I was kind of joking that I don't bother showing the one market that goes with Jupiter is oats, and that nobody trades oats. You got 2 horses in Wyoming that trade oats, you know, right? A little oats joke there, Larry. All right, so moving ahead here now, we also have, it's a 3-way whammy tonight, Larry. We had a Mercury perigee. We also have Mercury, that's to the Earth, G is Earth. And then here, this is, I think this comes from, the perigee comes from Latin, and the perihelion comes from Greek. You got multiple languages, you know. So anyway, perihelion, that's closest to the sun. And that's tonight. And they also have, again, corn. And we're going to throw in the gold. I think the gold went down today, right? It's going down today?
Yeah, it was bouncing pretty good, yeah.
So we might be looking at a little bit of a low here on the gold. You got corn, gold, soybeans, wheat. And then look at this, Larry. If it doesn't make a low today, over the weekend we got something really big for gold. We got Mars and Leo. Leo is gold, and Mars and Leo is going to turn retrograde for about, I think it's about 10 or 11 weeks, and that'll be. I think that takes you into, I think about maybe in January, February. I have to look up that date. Anyway, Mars is turning retrograde in Leo, so I'm looking for a turn in corn and gold. And of course, of the two, corn has been a narrow range, but gold has been swinging, and that's probably where you want to focus on because we're looking for the big extremes, because Newton's law, for every action, there's an opposite equal reaction. It's going sideways. We just expect more sideways. And then over the weekend also, we have Neptune in its own sign of Pisces, so that's a double whammy there. Turning direct, that's the opposite of retrograde. So we'll be looking at for a change in trend. And the oil also, I think the oil has been trending lower here recently. So there you go. And also, Larry, we're done with the forecast part here, but I'm running a holidays special on if anybody would like to contact me, any of your people like to contact me. I'll give you all kinds of free stuff. I'll give you the report I just sent out to my clients about a night ago, about 1 day ago. And you can, if you like, I'll give you the November letter for free. I'll give you a 1-to-1 free class, answer your questions, and help you with my 50 years of market experience. If you don't know me, I'm a former Chicago floor trader. I was on the CBOE and the Board of Trade over a 12-year period, and looking forward to helping some of the folks. Larry, do you have anybody in the Tiger's Den there that has some questions?
Well, the holiday's a little sparse over here today, but we'll have you on again soon for sure. So let us know when you have something big. But this is a big weekend coming up, is what you're saying.
Oh, yeah. The Mars turning retrograde in Leo. There you go. Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us, Norm. We'll have you on soon, okay?
Okay. Let me give my contact information.
Absolutely.
My phone will be ringing off the hook here in just a few minutes, right? So there we go. My phone is 239-594-3939. I'm in beautiful Naples, Florida. 239-594-3939. Or you can call me on Skype, free anywhere in the world, nwinski@yahoo.com. Or that's also my email address, so you can send me email, and I always get right back to people as soon as possible. And so looking forward to helping some of the folks. Larry, everybody have a happy holidays, and hopefully I'll be back on in another week or two,
You bet, my friend. Thanks again, Norm.
Thanks a lot, Larry. Everybody have a great day and a great week ahead.
Okay, folks, we want to take a look here at a couple of things that people have been asking about today that I want to cover. And one is going to be, we've already talked about Apple, and the number 2 stock, of course, is Tesla. And I think he becomes the triple richest man in the world today, because look at this. Boy, this thing is, well, he actually completed that pattern we were looking at yesterday, folks. Let's redraw it so we can see that it did make a new high, but this is definitely a 3 drive to a top pattern in Tesla. Coming in here, there it is right there. There's drive 1, there's drive 2, there's drive 3, and as you can see, it lines up. Let's just do this for kicks and giggles. You know, I don't do stocks, but since a lot of people don't believe in these patterns, which is understandable because it takes a little bit of work. You know, laziness does not pay the bills around this place. I'm going to blow it up here now. And there's drive 1, there's drive 2, there's drive 3. So we want to see if there's symmetry here. So we have to see. Remember, this is daily, so it's taken a week to 2 weeks to get here. All right, nothing new. We've got a little bit of a gap in here, so we've got to make a little adjustment for that. But you'll see if you take from your high to your low, for the middle one, you're going to say that the swing should come in right here at around 378. And so far, the high has been 375. That's so far, okay? Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to show you the 3 drives. We're going to draw them in so you can see that there's symmetry between this high, and this high. And you do that by just taking your little measuring tool and moving over like that, and you'll see that there it is within 1 day. Well, this is the higher day, so it's probably correct. Let's just draw it the right way. Well, they're double high, so it can be either one. But this is the day where it should come in, and there's where we are. So far, we had a little lower low right here. See that lower low than that? That means there's another ABCD. Remember, this is a big, people trade this puppy. So let's just measure this to see what this one measures. This will be up just a little bit higher, I believe, and we'll see. That's it. So we're really close here. If it's not today, it's probably going to be tomorrow. But there it is right there, folks. This is a bona fide 3 drive. Drive 1, drive 2, drive 3. And there's your ratios, there's your 127, 1.414, square root of 2 coming in right there. And if you look at the previous day's move, we're probably going to be punching around the 1.618 level. No, it's already through that by quite a bit. So there's the target right up in here. That should be it for that. It's backed off a little bit, but who knows what's happening from this level, but we'll be paying very, very close attention to it. I haven't had a chance to talk about crude oil here, but let's take a look here at crude, because remember, we've been waiting for this thing to make another bottom in here from this low right here. Now, we haven't done it yet. We've come down closely, but we still haven't. But we did do something today that we all like to see, and this is a 60-minute chart. You can see you had your early morning low in here. And of course, where did it rally to, boys and girls? What a big surprise. 68, 69, and it's dropped down about the $900. Well, not enough to buy coffee, but close, unless you go to Starbucks, and then you can't. So a lot of things happening in these markets, and we're watching them as closely as we can. But the volatility coming up, folks, is going to be, and I've been saying this for 2 years, that be careful of 25, because 25 is going to see volatility that's going to shake the trees. And I think that's probably what John Jameson may be looking at, but really volatile markets. I mean, when you see that we were on the air here, the NASDAQ dropped 200 handles in 10 minutes. That's why that beeper went off. It hit the first profit objective in a matter of seconds. Well, 3 minutes, whatever. Who knows? All right, let's take a break. 877-927-6648.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, I wanted to just bring this intraday trading here. We can see this was the high in the Dow Jones. We dropped 300 points. We had 2 382 rallies. We had this one This one missed by a little bit. We're finishing the second one right now. So watch that one. This is going to be an important one because we've come down quite a bit, and we should make this second 382 retracement here. This is going to take about an hour to get there. And, of course, you should be looking to be a seller here up about another 30 Dow points, and then you have to put your stop above this level right here. So that's how it works when you're using the 382 pattern. They don't always work, but that's it. And we had a question about another stock here, which is Wells Fargo. There it is right there. Hold on one second. To me, this is Wells Fargo. This was the election stuff. Folks, when this stuff gets up here like this is in la-la land. Someday down in the future here, it's going to be trading down in here. Looking at this on the weekly basis, massive gap in here. Look at the 1.618 expansion. This tells you this thing's getting ready to come right back down again. There was the target of that whole thing right there. There's your ABCD right there. And there's your 1.618 expansion of that move right there. 75.68, and the high has only been 78, and it's below the target right now. That means it's probably starting to turn down. The low today was 72, so that's what it looks like with Wells Fargo. So I hope that helps. Tomorrow we'll have some more information about what's going on in these markets, but we're over some major stuff here, folks. This is, like I said, this is a big dog's barking on the porch. So you got to be careful. Always use stops, and remember, every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless. And please do something for your neighbors during these holiday seasons and all seasons of the year, because everybody needs a little help and a little cushion from their friends and neighbors. So we'll see you on the flip side tomorrow, and may God bless.